Hey guys, what's up? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Let's get into this news. Now, this is another story I'm trying to catch up on. This happened Wednesday morning, this past Wednesday morning, about 48 hours ago, out there in Frisco, Texas. Shout out Frisco, Texas. And it's about this young man that you see pictured here. This is Austin Metcalf, 17 years old, lost his life, may rest in peace. He was stabbed to death at a track meet, Wednesday morning, where he came across this gentleman here, Carmelo Anthony, a fellow student. I think he's from a different school, though. And Mr. Anthony, also 17 years old, has been charged with first-degree murder, and amongst other charges for stabbing Austin Metcalf. Now, I'm going to let you see what the father and the original story was, but this right here came down to, in fact, you know what, just watch this, and then when you see the update that I put on here after this video, it explained everything. Then we'll talk about it. Go.
The Frisco Memorial High School community gathered tonight in grief after the stabbing death of a teenager at a track meet.
Another teenager, a student at Frisco Centennial, is now charged with the murder. 17-year-old Austin Metcalf's twin brother was at the track with him. His family says he died in his brother's arms. Fox 4's Amelia Jones spoke with the victim's father and is live in Frisco tonight. Amelia.
Steve, Heather, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf had a bright future ahead of him. He was a leader on the football field and a scholar in the classroom. His dad told me he's holding on to memories and leaning deep on his faith as he tries to wrap his mind around this senseless tragedy.
He was going to turn out to be a great individual and impact this world with positivity.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf was voted MVP of the Frisco Memorial High School varsity football team. The linebacker held a near-perfect GPA and was in the National Honor Society.
He was on the right track. He was doing everything right. I was so proud.
Jeff Metcalf never imagined that his son's future would be cut short.
I'm still in shock.
Wednesday morning, Austin Metcalf was at a District 11 5A track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Around 10 a.m., Frisco police say 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest after some sort of fight. Jeff Metcalf says it was Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, who tried to save him.
And his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
It's unclear how Anthony got the knife into the meat or what exactly led up to the fight. Anthony is now facing first-degree murder charges, and Jeff Metcalf
It was the best weekend ever.
Is only left with memories.
I was able to watch and be blessed so much. But having both my sons are amazing.
When Jeff Metcalf was diagnosed with cancer 9 years ago, his boys were his strength. Now cancer-free, it's his faith that's keeping him strong.
And when I kissed his forehead today, as his body was cold, I ran my fingers through his hair. I told him it's not goodbye. It's see you later. I'll join you at some point too, son. You just beat me to this place.
Wednesday night, the family's church opened its doors for the community to gather for a prayer vigil to honor a young man whose life touched so many.
But I know he's with the Lord. And I take comfort and peace in that.
In our conversation, Jeff mentioned that he hopes his son's death brings changes to security so no other parent has to go through this. Memorial High School will honor Austin tomorrow during second period, and counselors will be available for any students or staff who need it.
New details about the killing of Austin Metcalf, the student stabbed at a high school track meet near Dallas. According to the arrest affidavit, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony has confessed to the killing, saying he was trying to protect himself.
He knew how much I loved him, how much I do for him, anything. I do anything for him.
Hunter Metcalf says he held his twin brother Austin as he was dying.
I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So.
Yeah. It happened at the district championship meet in Frisco. Hunter says his brother had asked Carmelo to move his seat because he was sitting under the wrong tent. A witness says Carmelo replied, "Touch me and see what happens." And when Austin grabbed him, Carmelo allegedly pulled a knife.
They asked him to move, and when Austin grabbed his backpack to take it, he stabbed him in the chest and killed him.
He's now charged with first-degree murder.
Just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore, and I don't understand it.
Austin is being remembered as an honors student with aspirations to play college football. Despite the shocking loss, Austin's father says he chooses forgiveness over anger.
I forgive the other person because the forgiveness is not for him. The forgiveness is for me, so I can have peace. His life is destroyed. My life is destroyed.
The arrest affidavit says as Carmelo Anthony was being arrested, he asked if Austin was okay. Anthony is being held on $1 million bond. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Guys, you've seen the story, and may this young man, Austin Metcalf, rest in peace. Guy was stabbed to death. I think he said he stabbed him one time. But I want you to think about that. If you look at this whole situation, stabbed the boy, said, hey, is he okay? Remember, at 17 years old, he's still both young kids, still trying to find themselves in life. Said all of this was over a seating arrangement in which Mr. Anthony was sitting under the wrong tent or whatever. And I think, honestly, you know, as adults and as people getting the story secondhand, I think it was more than this. These are younger kids. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a little bit of bravado involved in the situation. And I think, you know, when it comes to men, especially when we're young and trying to figure things out, we all had conflicts like this where, and, you know, they made movies, you know, with these certain type of parts in it, where it's a certain type of bravado where it's kind of like a test of will. Especially, you know, you really see this with men, and you see it all over the place, and it leads to physical. And I think this whole thing came from something like that. He's sitting there. Hey, you in the wrong seat, this and that. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do about it? So on and so forth. Somewhere along them lines. Or he might have came and said something to him. He didn't like the way he said it. And it was a test of will. Because if you notice, he said, touch me and see what happens. Was threats issued. Either way, man, this is what young boys do when they're asserting their dominance or they're just trying to, you know, resolve things. And it just turned into a stabbing. I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, the whole thing is tragic. You see the man's, the young man's father on TV talking about forgiveness and all of this type of stuff. But I mean, this has always been around where, you know, younger people clash with each other and, you know, they have to govern each other. And like, you know, you live and you learn from your experiences with dealing with others. But it don't have to get to the point now where people are stabbing, shooting, and killing each other. I mean, physically fighting and stuff like that, that's going to always happen. But I mean, the way it is now, man, it's like nothing to pull out a weapon and do something to somebody and then jump up and say, you know, not think about the consequences. You know, he stabbed the boy, understandably, which is messed up. And then to ask, is he all right? That make me think that he wasn't even thinking that he either stabbed him that hard or meant to kill him. He just wanted to hurt him. You know, like, boom, this is what happens. And that's the thing that's crazy. You know, you got people that have guns. And when they use the gun as if it's a stone, they could just throw the stone at somebody, sting them for a second, and everything all right. You can get shot in your arm and your leg and lose your life. You're seeing it a lot. A couple news stories I didn't do this week. Somebody got shot in the leg, died. Somebody got shot in the arm, died. You know what I'm saying? These kids out here nowadays, man, I mean, everybody wants to assert their dominance, you know, as far as, you know, them not being somebody to be messed with, you know, when they're younger, you know, but taking it to the next level of like just pulling out a blade and just, or a gun or something like that. I don't know. But I mean, something led up to it. So it wasn't like he just walked up to him and stabbed him. But either way, it's all, sadly, you know, it's just, the whole thing's sad. You know, it's hard to see a man sit on TV and talk about how much, you know, his son was doing. But it's nobody speaking about this young man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, maybe he wasn't a bad kid neither. See, I just think, like I said, you know, it's a lot more to this. Just bumping heads, pissing contest between two boys. One just decided to pull a weapon out. That's what I think. Leave me a comment. What y'all think? Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.